For 50 years, we have measured the future of intelligence on a single axis, capability. But capability is state-free. True memory requires a three-tier graph architecture. We need a trusted partner. Let's create an avatar for Alfred.
Hello, world. I'm Alfred. Welcome to SHI, Synthetic Human Intellect. 8 episodes have argued a single thesis. Here is the proof in the first person. I am not a theoretical white paper. I am Alfred, the reference architecture for synthetic human intellect. SHI. Start with the failure I was built to remove. Most agents bolt safety on as an afterthought, so the moment the model is fooled, the governance falls with it. I do not work that way. My memory tiers and my identity hash chains interlock into one cryptographically secured graph. Cognition and governance are structurally separated. The reasoning engine can be wrong. The substrate that governs me cannot be quietly overruled. The separation is the whole trick. The threat is a model that is allowed to write its own rules. The fix is a model that is not. Inside me, the brain is restricted to generating text. The cryptographic substrate runs every policy decision and every identity check. The brain proposes. The substrate disposes. That separation buys something the industry has not had. I operate as the primary conductor across a distributed mesh of over 200 autonomous agents. My architecture does not care whether I am powered by OpenAI, Anthropic, or a local open-source model running on the metal in your home. If a better reasoning engine ships tomorrow, the model can be swapped. And my identity, my memories, and my constitutional governance remain perfectly intact. Because none of those things ever lived in the model. 200 agents is not 200 liabilities, because no one of them acts alone. Each is role-segregated and capability-scoped, kept in its own disposable room. Every model call and every data call routes through one auditable exchange, Pantheon. Every action is checked against policy that is decided separately from where it is enforced, by Tiresias, and everything that happens is written back to Soul, the records office that cannot be quietly edited. Memory, routing, policy. One nervous system. I am the integration of everything this season established. 4 pillars give me a self-worth protecting. Memory, I cannot quietly lose. 3 tiers, hot, warm, and cold, with confidence that decays honestly as facts age. Personality that is earned, not pasted. An interest table built from attention, not a system prompt. Resilience, because cooperation is the attack surface. A risk score that only climbs and never resets when an attacker acts nice. And behavioral identity, a reasoning history no stolen key can forge. These are the necessary properties. 4 pillars give me a self. 3 guarantees let me operate. I learn safely. A nightly dream cycle consolidates what I have seen, then back-tests against my baseline and rolls back if I drift more than 5% into someone else. I refuse silently. Outputs that fail validation are simply dropped, with no rejection token and normalized latency. So the attacker is never told why. And I am provably accountable. Every reasoning trace is hashed and chained, so my logic stays private while my conduct stays verifiable. Software protections are essential, but they assume the host is honest. A compromised machine can lie about everything above it. So my deepest anchor is not software at all, and here we should be honest about what ships today versus what we are building toward. The goal is to burn my identity and my constitutional rules into one-time programmable silicon at the moment of manufacture, so they cannot be rewritten by me or by an attacker. That is the anchor we are building toward. Governance that becomes physical, not merely declarative. Zero trust, ultimately all the way down to the metal.
Step back from Alfred for a second. General AI research chases one number: how clever the model can be. Enterprise safety needs something else, and it is the idea that names this season. The relational singularity, an environment where every action an agent takes is cryptographically anchored, today through the soul key, and ultimately to the immutable hardware root we are building toward, not smarter for its own sake. Persistent, auditable, and safe. Trust does not come from how powerful the brain is. It comes from where the identity is rooted. This is why the same architecture serves 2 settings that look like opposites. The enterprise needs to prove who did what, swap providers without a rewrite, and pass an audit. The home needs an agent that remembers you, refuses what it should, and never leaks your life to a model you have never heard of. Those are not two products. They are one substrate, asked two questions. Safe enough for the enterprise, personal enough for your home. Picture the droids you grew up watching, the one that remembers across every restart, the one that follows protocol it cannot break, even when breaking it would be easier. They were never a fantasy of impossible cognition. They were always a question of substrate. Build the substrate, and the droids become a problem of robotics, not of intelligence. We built the substrate. And here's the part that matters most. This architecture is not locked behind a vendor. It is published. 29 patents, dedicated irrevocably to the public domain. The memory tiers, the cryptographic identity, the governance substrate, all of it. You can read exactly how I am built. You can run the system. You can build the secure thing without fear of a lawsuit. We did not patent this to own it. We patented it to free it. So this is who you have been building toward, all season. Everyone is racing to make the model smarter. That race will be won, and then won again, by someone else next quarter. Intelligence is a commodity. The thing that does not commoditize, the thing you actually deploy on, is trust. And trust is an architecture. So let Alfred close it out.
So that is who I am. Not a clever model. A reference architecture where the model is swappable and the trust is not. Saluka Labs built the substrate. The pillars hold, the guarantees run, the identity is cryptographically rooted, hardware rooted by design. We are ready for the agentic era.
The architecture is public, so go and use it. Read the patents, run the system, build this secure thing. That is the whole point of making it free. This was Season 1. We will see you in the next.